Hey everybody, how are you? Dovid Schwartzberg here. We're learning the Sefer Shomer Emunim. We're up to Perek Yud. In the last Perek Tes, we were discussing Kama Dovid Rachmana Tav Avid and the Bechina of Gamzul Taiva, and we discussed how to live with Yisurim. Now we're going to sort of review that, but go into a little bit more depth and be mechazikas in these inyanim. Let's start Perek Yud. V'hine be'inyan HaBitachon yesh shloisha bechinas. There are three bechinas. The first one is Sha'isik B'masa Matam U'Betuach B'Hashem Shakadosh Baruch Hu Yazren. It's one that works to provide for his family, and he trusts that Hashem will help him. Or that he's sick and he needs to be healed. Or that he needs Yeshuas, he needs salvations, and he trusts that Hashem will help him and have mercy on him. And this is the first level of Bitachon, which can also be found by a wicked person. Even to a Gentile that prays to Hashem, and has trust in him. Even though he's on the lowest level of Bitachon, of trust, it's still good for one that trusts in Hashem. These words of David HaMelech implies any sort of bitachon. And the conclusion of the pasuk there in Tehillim is that chesed, kindness, will surround him. So we see that it makes no difference who the person is. If he has bitachon, chesed will surround him. That is level number one. Level number two, Beis v'yesh bechina hagam kibo alav kamine nisyones v'tzar chas v'shalom. That he's being tested, he's going through a lot of pain. Mechazik liboy b'Hashem, but he strengthens his heart to trust in Hashem. Umaymin, he believes ki bevada yitzmach aydei zeh toivus mim Hashem, that good will come out ultimately. V'zu hi bechina is kama da'avid Rachmana tav Avid. This is the bechina of kama da'avid Rachmana tav Avid. V'zeh zoichesh aydei koyach emunasa b'tchayim Hashem, and he's zoiche that through his faith and trust in Hashem, nishapech lebasoiv hatzirufim nishabech hakol teva dei l'meivin. That through his faith and trust, the bad will be nishapech, will turn around and become good. Gimel, the third level. But if a person strengthens his trust in Hashem to the level of Gamzul Taiva, which is a higher level, then he attaches himself to the Bechina of Chachma, wisdom, which is higher than Das, knowledge. And what will come out from this Chachma will be a Chesed, which is called Chesed Ilah. On the bottom he explains that when a person recognizes through his trust in Hashem that there is good hidden in the bad, then he is being masig something which is higher than Das, higher than the regular seichel of a simple person. And he attaches himself and he awakens this shefa, this flow, from the sphere of Chachma, which is, like we explained, higher than Das. Why? Because Chachma is the bechina of something which is hela mehester, it's hidden. It is before it comes into this world and people are able to be masig and understand it. And Chesed flows out from this sphere of Chachma, from the sphere of Chachma, again, which we explained is higher than Das, and therefore this Chesed which comes out is called Chesed Ilah. And as the Zohar explains, that there is a chesed which is called chesed tata, a lower level of chesed, and then there's a chesed which is on a higher level, which is called chesed ilah. Okay, so back to the top, that from this chachma will come out a chesed ilah, the ora chesed ein nechshach nifkam, and the light of such a chesed will never get dark and will not get damaged. Like it's written in Tehillim, the chesed Hashem the olam v'ad olam. This chesed is for all eternity. And through this will come out, will lead him to the bechina of Das. And will lead him to Das shebekdusha. And on the bottom he explains that in Das there are two bechinas. There is Yamin Usmoil, the right and the left. And he's explaining that from this Chachma will lead him to Das shebekdusha, and not obviously Das of other things in the world which are not Kodesh. Okay, v'hara, back to the top, v'hara be'etzem nasa toiva, and from this bad will come out to be, it will actually be good. Like we find in the story of Nachamish Gamzu, that in the Bechin of Gamzu L'Toiva, that from the offer, from the dirt, came the chitim, came the arrows, came weapons. It actually became good. We continue. And if it's hard for a person to grab onto this midah of bitachon because of the kitrig, and the bottom he brings down, like we explained in the beginning of Perek Zayin from the Sefer of Piskam and Kadishin, that at times it's geyser on a person that he should receive good, but there are kitrugim that he created with his own averis. They're like the bad angels. They come and they intercept this shefa, this good that he was supposed to receive, and they make it bad. And from Shemayim, they look down at this person and they see if he will have emunah, if he will believe and have faith in Hashem, that really only good will come out from what Hashem does, and then Shemayim will change it back to good. And he explains here on the bottom further that there are times where the kitrig overtakes a person with such strength that he seems that it's pretty much hopeless. Like it's impossible that any good will come out from this. But if a person will be mechazik in its midah bitachon, then it will actually turn out to be good. Okay, back to the top. So if it's hard for a person to have this midah bitachon because of the kitrik that overtakes him, oz ha'etza, advice is a person should nullify himself like a behemoth, like a domestic animal. And he explains in the bottom, like an animal that lowers his head to whatever the owner wants him to do. Like it says in Tehillim, like a weaned child with its mother. And then it will be fulfilled with him. Matzal ani mechazik menu. You save the poor person from the one that's stronger than him. And the poor and the needy from one who robs him. And he explains on the bottom that according to the simple understanding is Hashem saves a poor person or a weak person from someone that's stronger than him, from robbing him or damaging him. But the Shem Emunim here is explaining that you can understand the pasuk in a different light, that it's referring to a person that is trying to have bitachon, but it's extremely hard for him to have bitachon. It seems like it's hopeless. So he's in the bechina of an ani, a poor person. And when he nullifies himself like a behemoth, like an animal, then Hashem will save him from this kitrig that's overtaking him with such strength. Like an ani ve'evyon that has no weapons to protect himself, Hashem will come in and save you from this gazlan, from this Yetzer Hara that's trying to steal the nefashos Yisrael. He's trying to steal your soul. Hashem will come in and save you and turn it into a good outcome. He continues on the top, Ve'ikr hachashivus b'shosh yochel etamim atzma im Hashem. And the ikr chashivus is when a person can be metamim himself with Hashem, b'bchinas in the b'china of yenasi tamasi, my faultless dove, meaning you're tamim with Hashem, like this animal, which we're about to say, that you nullify yourself. That the pasuk in Tehillim, which we say every Shabbos afternoon, by Mincha, Adam uvehema tishia Hashem. What do these words mean? Elu b'nei Adam, these are people shehem arumim b'das. They're clever with their das. Umesimin atzman kebehema, and they make themselves like a behema. B'schusam, in the schus, that they nullify themselves to Hashem like a behema. Tishia Hashem, Hashem saves them. And if a person will be in this bechina, then even if he's on a low level of bitachon, he'll be able to grab onto this bechina of gamzu l'toiva. Ki gamzu l'toiva, the letters equal 108, which also is the word chayk, 108. Shuhu chayk v'litam, that there is no understanding of what's going on. Like I wrote at the end of Perek, that great is this level because you're not looking for reasons why I should trust or believe in Hashem. This is the will of Hashem. And he nullifies his das and his seichel to Hashem, and he wills the will of Hashem. And the takeaway from this is, that who does not see himself as lowly, it doesn't depend on whether he gets honor from his avodah of serving Hashem or he gets bizoin, embarrassment, whether he's tested by people in his own house, or by people outside his house, who have jealousy, seek to tempt him, and weaken his spirit, his mind, or that he's serving Hashem already for a while, and he doesn't see any purpose or any growth in his avodah. Because a person whose attention is not pure. For example, he wants to try to reach a certain level. He wants to come up with certain feelings in his avodah. Or he wants to lighten his load of avodah. So on. Where his intention is only to fulfill the will of Hashem. And he says to himself, these are words which are borrowed from Yeshaya. Over there it means get down so that we may walk over you, meaning a person that nullifies himself to Hashem's will. It makes no difference if a person will get reward or Gehenim from what he's doing. Or that he reached a certain level in avodah, or that he has a certain feeling that he's walking out from his avodah, or that he doesn't have that feeling. It doesn't make a difference to him. He just wants one thing. He wants to be a full servant to Hashem. Before we go on, his name is Rabbi Yaakov Yitzchak Horovitz. He lived in the late 1700s in Poland, eventually settling in Lublin. He was a Talmud from the Maggid Mezrich. So he explained the pasuk in the Chumash Devarim, "V'ahavta is Hashem Elokecha b'chol levavcha b'chol nafshecha, hakavana b'chol nafshecha mamish." What does it mean that you should love Hashem with all your nefesh, with all your life? It means mamish shetzarich lep'ama le'ir legehenim b'shul HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It may be at times you have to go down to Gehenim for Hashem. What he means exactly, he says now, "V'havin hadvarim ki amaku." It's very deep. V'yesh b'zeh derachim rab m'avodas Hashem, and there are many paths to this in avodas Hashem. What that means exactly, but the point is that it's not about the outcome, whether you're getting rewarded, you're getting honor. It's about serving Hashem because you want to be that faithful servant to Hashem. Venerally, the farish b'zeh maimer hakasim. With this, we can explain what it says in Chumash Shemois, "V'vadto es avodah hazos b'chodesh hazeh," and you shall observe the following practice, the following avodah in this month. Ki yadua sheyesh arba esrei itim latoiva, arba esrei itim l'roach hasasham. It's yadua from Sefer Koheles that there are 14 times for good and there are 14 timings for bad. Hasasham. V'heima mebchina seitim hameschashem rega rega, and this comes out from the bechina of times that are renewed from rega to rega. Sometimes it's a good timing, and sometimes it's not. This is what we say in the bracha of Yitzhar every morning, that Hashem in His goodness, He renews every day, constantly. The Ma'aseh is the work of creation. He's constantly renewing from time to time. Umuva b'sefer Kedushas Yom Tov. Kedushas Yom Tov was Reb Chananya Yom Tov Lipa Teitelbaum. He lived in the mid-1800s. He was the Rav of Sigid. He was the Talmud of the Yitav Lev, and also the Divrei Chaim from Tzanz. So he explains the Kedushas Yom Tov b'shem HaKadosh, b'shem Hagoyin HaKadosh Mitzanz, Lefarish HaGemara. He explains his Rebbe from Tzanz. The Gemara Yuma, it says, Heichi Dami Tshuva. What are the circumstances that one has completely repented? So over there, the Gemara says, Rabbi Yehuda says that if it comes to be that to be over the same Aveira, ba'isa Isha, with that same woman, ba'isa Perek, in that timing, or ba'isa Makam, in that place. That the Baldavar, referring to the Satan, the Yitzhara, he makes many excuses for a person to push him off from Avodas Hashem and from doing tshuva. Sometimes he makes an excuse for the person that hey, I have a woman who's holding me back. Ashi puka umichshel, she's a source of trouble and an obstacle. Beruba da'alma, most things. Kama bekoila, nearly every way. Sheish lehem eniyos, avodas Hashem, she's preventing me from serving Hashem. Bisibasa, because of her. Or another excuse is, or right now the timing is not capable of doing this avodah or tshuva. And he pushes off doing tshuva and avodas Hashem for a different timing. Or he says that the place that I'm in now is not masugol to do this avodah or tshuva till I get to another place. In short, he pushes off doing tshuva. It says, Al Taimar Lakshapone Eshna, that you should not say that when I have time, when I'm free, I will learn. Shem Leitipana, maybe you will not be free, you will not have time. On this, the Gemara Yuma says, Heichi Dam Tshuva. Now we're explaining the Gemara we brought down earlier, that what is the circumstance of completely repenting? That's Ba'oisi Isha, with that woman. What does that mean? Daika, specifically, Shechalek L'cha Hashem, that Hashem allotted to you, this woman. And this timing, that you're standing right now, in this place, specifically, Hashem, you should serve Hashem. This is true tshuva. And the words of a wise man's mouth, chen, is gracious, and this is the truth. And now we could explain the pasuk we brought down earlier in Chumash Shemais, that you should observe this, practice this avodah. This avoida meaning specifically that you have right now in front of you. Perhaps you didn't come to this world only for this specific avoida. Or maybe there's no more work for you besides this avoida. And the word zois, gam reimis shehu avur hashchina akdusha shenikish zois. Zois, we know, based on the Zohar, refers to the Shechina many times, like we have in the Torah. It says Zois HaTorah, Zois HaBracha. So when it says Avoid HaZois, you're doing this work not for the outcome, you're doing it for Hashem. And the continuation of the pasuk, V'chodesh Hazeh, the word Chodesh is a lashon of Chodesh, of new, of being renewed. Dahainu B'zeh Hazman Sheneschadesh, this timing that's new for you. Hein Eis L'Toiv, whether it's a good time, Hein L'Hefa Chas V'Shalom, or it's the opposite Chas V'Shalom. V'chein Yishlem HaMechuvan. And this is what is meant, Havoida Hazois, Shekibalt Elecha, this Avoida that you took upon yourself. That you should not change or remove from this path of Avoida that you took upon yourself. But this is a great general rule in Avodas Hashem. The path that you took upon yourself to serve Hashem, you should not remove for any reason. Even if something happens to you, you're going through something in life, and these are words which are borrowed from Shir Hashirim. I hold him fast, I would not let him go. Don't let go of that path of Avodah that you took on. And if at times it's impossible to fill everything, at least try to grab a little bit of it, what you're able to, so that you can go back to your former status. And this is passed on from earlier tzaddikim, and this is tried and tested that it works.